Hello traders, and welcome to Trading the Trend. I am Dennis, and this is my weekend report for week ending September 16th. And right now we are looking at the S&P 500, and we had the big down week 2 weeks ago, and this past week it tried to rebound but kind of finished in the middle of the range here. Very volatile week, a lot of up and down action as we try to hold this major line of support. And if you look at the Dow, same situation. 1800 is becoming the major area where the market is trying to hold right here. We tested it a couple of times during the week, but there's other areas of the market that seem to be doing just fine. If we look at the NASDAQ, I mean, after a down week, it had a nice reversal this past week and is almost at all-time highs. Another area of the market that is doing well is the semiconductors. Same situation. We wiped out 5 weeks of gains with this one down candle, and then last week we completely took it back. So I mean, this is looking good for the technology areas, which is a good thing for the market. You want the NASDAQ and technology to lead. Now let's look at some commodities, and we'll start with oil prices. And oil, it had another down week, but nothing major. We got this little pullback that continues. We've been down 3 of the last 4 weeks. The energy ETF that I've been trading, it's down a little bit here, focuses in a little bit, but it's still got this nice uptrend. This thing's up 25% year to date versus 16% for oil. So all is still good there. But it is kind of a downtime for commodities. And if we look at gold, you'll see that in gold also. We'll start with the gold miners. This index is up 89% year to date, even after this pullback. And we did have a nice pin bar and no continuation, and we're still pulling back, down 4 weeks of the last 5. Still nothing alarming here. If we look at the metals themselves, silver, we've pulled right down to the breakout point. Back this out a little bit. We had that high, and then we broke through that old previous high, and now we've tested it, and we're still holding just above this line of 1760. That's a major support area for silver. Look at gold, same situation. It actually closed just below its major support line, but nothing really scary here yet. Maybe we can get some good news, and this thing will head higher, but right now everything is hinging on rate decisions by the Fed. If we do get a interest rate increase, it could send gold prices lower, most definitely, but we'll have to wait to see if that happens. I think that's scheduled for this coming Wednesday. Now let's see what our currencies are doing. First we'll look at my strong week rankings. We have the US dollar is on top, but it's not that strong because there's just not a whole lot happening here. I mean, you don't have anything extremely weak or anything extremely strong right now. Very much a consolidating market. When I look at the strongest to the weakest, if there's less than 2 percentage point difference, and then it's a pretty you got a consolidating market. Nothing's really strong or weak, and that's where we are at right now. Looking at some currencies themselves. Here we have our Euro US dollar weekly chart, down for the week, but most of this happened on Friday. If you look at the daily, you had a pretty good down candle, and look where we came right down to the 200-day moving average. So that could be a major area of support for this currency. Looking at the Aussie US dollar, down for the 4th week in 5. Again, it is nearing major support of the 200-week or 200-day moving average, so we'll have to see if that holds. Other ones I'm looking at, US dollar, Canadian dollar, still drifting upwards. But if you look at this on the daily, look at this. We're right up here against that 200-day moving average. That seems to be the common theme with a lot of these dollar pairs, that they're getting really close to those 200-day moving averages. And you can see this area 132 has been a area of major resistance for this pair. We failed here, we got close here, we got above it here and then failed, and now we're trying to get above it again, and you have that 200-day moving average sitting right up above there. So that's a lot of resistance to get through if it's going to move higher. So we'll be watching that. Last one I wanted to look at was the Euro Aussie. This is an interesting one. You see, you got that nice little pin bar reversal there that happened right at right at 1500. And you might ask, well, why did it reverse right there? You know, what is significant about that? You don't see really anything here on this weekly chart, but if you look at the daily, that's why I always look at multiple time frames. And there it is. Price came right up to 200-day moving average, challenged it 3 days in a row, and finally gave up and headed lower. So we'll have to see if we get some continuation on this one, but I'm kind of kicking myself for not taking this trade. I mean, these are good areas to get in. When you see price hitting that 200 moving average, you're almost always going to get a reaction, and then if the action goes against you, you can always have a stop just above here to get you out with little harm. But that's what I have for you this week. Hopefully everyone has a great weekend, and I will catch you later.